Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Flower It Up Friday, and I'm doing something a little bit different this Friday. So before I get started with this project, I need to fill up my sugar containers. So last night I pulled out my oldest one, which is back in 2016, and I need to fill up this little container which my hubby uses for his coffee, and then the one that sits on my counter. And this poor thing needs a desperate wash. I don't hardly see this unless I'm filling it up. Yeah, that needs to be washed. So I'm going to fill up this one only and wash that other one. So before I fill that up. So I pulled out two of these containers because one is 2021 and one is 2016. And I want to see what this one looks like as well before I use up that other one. I just want to see which one I need to use next. So I'm going to open this up, try to do it one-handed, but yeah. You can see it's a bit difficult. So that's paper bags as well. So I need to use both of these 5-gallon containers up before I move on to the next one. I'm all out of sugar other than in these and in Mylar bags. Everything else has been used up, and I'm going into what I call my longer term storage. And surprisingly, these are not as hard as I thought they were going to be. They're actually soft. There's no big lumps in them or anything. And obviously, they have a best by date that has already passed. And of course, I'm going to use it. It's sugar. It's still good. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's been in these 5-gallon buckets and away from the elements, and it's perfectly good to use after that expiration or best by date. So I'm actually trying to remember exactly when and how much I paid for these. And I purchased these from Myers for 99 cents when they were on sale. I think I spent like maybe $40 or so. Yeah. So I guess it was a great investment because sugar is definitely not $1 anymore for a 4-pound bag. And this is what it's like to have a well-stocked pantry. I ran out of salt in my working kitchen pantry, and I just went into my storage, my other short-term pantry, to get out some salt. This is pink Himalayan sea salt, and as you can see, I see the date on it. Yes, it's expired, but it's still good. And I bought these from the Dollar Tree when they were still $1. And I saw these in Walmart, and I think they were $3 and change. Probably like, I haven't been in Walmart in ages, probably like a year ago. And they're probably going up even more since then. So for $1, I'll take it. So of course I have the star of the show, my flour. That's what's in this container. I have sugar, I have egg replacer, baking powder, baking soda, dry milk powder, and some salt that you just saw me fill up. And that is the pink Himalayan sea salt. But I like this container because it has those packages of that the Himalayan sea salt, the pink Himalayan sea salt come in. That zip on there lasts about all of 2 seconds, and then it's done. It even one of the bags even actually pulled on the wrong side, and the zip was non-usable anyway. So I like to put it in this because I like this container that it's in, and it's lasted me a while. I of course used the Redmond's red salt out of here, and I am now just using the package. Now I have another one, but it's not as fine as this, and I want the fine one for this. It's more of a coarse one. As you can see, I'm almost finished this one as well. But you can see how much coarser that it is than this one. This is actually, this was fine sea salt in here, but I've used it all, and now I'm just replacing with the pink sea salt that I bought at Dollar Tree long time ago, probably like 5 years ago. But I want fine sea salt, so that's why I'm not using this one. But this one's almost finished as well. I do have more of these in my long-term storage, so I will be pulling them out. And I have a lot more of this. I probably won't have to buy sea salt or any salt for that matter for a long time. So what's my project for today for the Flower It Up Friday? I am preparing or getting together, trying to get myself together. We take 2 sort of camping trips a year, and our first one for the year is coming up. We're going to do it the July 4th weekend. Hubby's going to take the day before July 4th off. We're going to go up the evening before that day. So on the 2nd, we're going to go up after he gets off for work. He's off the next day, and then 4th of July, from the 3rd of July all the way to the following Monday, we're going to be sort of camping, sort of vacation, sort of our planned trip that we take camping twice a year. So that's what I'm going to be making today. I'm going to be making some dry mix to take with us. So I'm going to do pancakes because I've been doing those freezer pancakes that I did a couple of weeks ago. And the premix that I had in my storage, my preppers storage, I have used that all up. So I'm going to make it from scratch now, which I've been doing while I had all that pancake mix. I was making it from scratch. So it's no big deal. But I'm going to use egg replacers that are real eggs, because we are taking real eggs with us, but we want to do that for like fresh eating. So I'm going to use egg replacers, and I'm going to write on a card the instructions to make this. So I'm going to do pancakes, I'm going to do cookies, and I'm going to do brownie mix. Now, I'm going to show you pancakes and brownies, and I already have a video up showing how I make different kinds of cookies in a jar, and I'll pin that either in the description box below or in a pinned comment somewhere. I will pin it somewhere so you can go ahead and see that. And I think I make maybe 2 or 3 different kinds of cookies. Definitely chocolate chip, and I think I did snickerdoodles, and I think one other one. And I definitely did hot chocolate as well. And I will be taking hot chocolate with us as well. So for today, I'm going to be doing pancakes, and I'm going to be doing brownie dry mix. So let's flour it up. I'm putting in my flour. These recipes are going to be very forgiving. If you don't have to level things off necessarily and be all finicky and fussy with it. So you just put in your flour. I'm going to measure out. I want to make enough to do a 1/2 gallon jar. That's what I'm going to take with us, a 1/2 gallon jar of the pancake mix, the cookies, as well as the brownie mix. So I'm just measuring out my flour. I will put the recipe below that I'm using, and you can scale it up or scale it down depending on how much mix you want to make. So in goes my flour. My flour all in here. It is 6 cups. That's the measurements I came up with to fit this 1/2 gallon size container. There goes my sugar. That's 1 cup. I'm doing 1 cup of dry milk powder. It's not quite a cup, but I'm not going to worry about that. And the jar that the dry milk powder came in, I'm actually just going to put the pancake mix right in this because it's empty now. I'm going to put the pancake mix right back in there. I'm not going to wash it. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to put it right back in there. And so in goes my baking powder. In goes my baking soda. Get that in there. So in goes my salt. And I was thinking about taking eggs for this, but I'm just going to add, I want to use up this egg replacer. So I'm just going to add my egg replacer and make sure I make a note on my directions that I want to add a little bit of extra water just so I can hydrate these egg replacers. So it goes my egg replacers, and it's basically 1 egg for every cup or so of mix. So I put in 6 cups, I'm putting in 6 egg replacers. I've got everything in. I'm just going to take my whisk and make sure everything is mixed up all together thoroughly before I put it into my 1/2 gallon jar. So I've got everything thoroughly mixed together, and got my jar here, and I'm going to just spoon it in. Oh, use my measuring cup to put it in. And we're going to get as much. Hopefully my measurements were kind of correct and I can get all of this mixed in, but if not, I think I can. So we're going to see. And if not, I'll just put it in another small container and we'll use that at home. I just want to take this size container with me. I have a box that I can put 6 in, so I'm trying to make 6 different mixes, if that makes sense. So it did all fit in that jar. I wasn't going to do this, but I did take about, I don't know, less than 1/4 cup out, and I mixed it with some water, just water. You can do milk, I guess, if you, no, I put the milk powder in there, so you won't need milk, just water. And I'm going to test it out. Now, I did put vanilla in it, that's why it looks a little bit darker. If I would have thought about it, I would have used vanilla sugar instead of the regular sugar. We might take vanilla with us. If not, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I'm going to put the top on that. Make sure I label it before I move on to the next thing because I will forget. Well, maybe not because it's already labeled that, but I know this is pancake mix. So I did make sure I labeled them and I put the directions on it, equal parts mix and water, and that's all you need. And this is 1 down and several more to go. Now we are on to making the brownie dry mix. I had to pull out some more ingredients. I had to pull out another baking soda. There's not enough cocoa in here, so I pulled out another one. And all the rest of the things are pretty much the same. So I'm going to go ahead and get to making this dry brownie mix. So I'm measuring in my flour. I am sifting it because of my cocoa, because I know that will have lumps in it. And I just realized today is Friday the 13th. Yeah, I'm making this the same morning I'm putting it out. Yeah, that's how I roll today. So I am just thinking Friday the 13th, and maybe I shouldn't be doing this because, you know, with my luck, everything or anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So yeah, so hopefully this doesn't. I'm not baking this today, unfortunately. You won't see me baking this. I have a plethora of chocolate chip cookies in my household that I made last night, so I won't need to be making anything else sweet for the weekend. So that's why I won't be making this, but it's one thing to check off my list for our trip in July. So just gonna make sure. Actually, looks like my flour needed it too. So I'm just gonna sift this, and then I'm gonna sift the cocoa right on top of this. So I actually got my sugar sifted in, making sure that didn't have any lumps, and I'm gonna put my cocoa, which I know will have lumps. Just gonna make sure that is lump-free. I haven't come across a cocoa yet that isn't lumpy once it comes out of the container. Okay, so a quick little tip for you when you open up your baking powder. I just bend the foil back halfway, so when you put your measuring spoon in there, you have something to level it off. Some of these, they pretty much all nowadays pretty much come with that. This one is set way back here. I don't want that much play in it, so to speak. So I just folded it just about halfway back. And then you can use this to level off your spoon. So, quick tip for you. Okay, so I've got my rest of my dry ingredients. I am using egg replacer in here. That's what that is. My baking powder and my salt. Just making sure I get all the lumps out. And then I'm just going to take my whisk, and then I'm just going to incorporate everything in together. So I thought I had thoroughly mixed it together. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. At the very bottom, that's why I like these glass bowls, because I can lift it up and look underneath and see if my mix is thoroughly mixed together. And it wasn't, so I'm just going to make sure I get everything mixed together before I put it into my half-gallon mason jar. So I have my half-gallon mason jar here. I'm just going to use the funnel, and I'm just going to put it right on in, making sure I label it, even though this is pretty easy to, well, I say that now until I make the hot chocolate mix. So I'm making sure I'm going to label this because this will look very much like the hot chocolate mix. So yeah, make sure you label things, because you wouldn't want to make this thinking it's hot chocolate. So get everything in here, and this is going to be our brownie mix. So I went to put the top on this half-gallon mason jar. This is what I got from Azure. I haven't ordered from Azure in 2 years, almost 3 years, but so I've had them for a while. And I went to put the top on this half-gallon mason jar that I got, and I got the tops from them as well. And I don't know if you can see this, but it doesn't sit right. It doesn't sit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Both of these are the same weight, and they're new. Actually, this one I think I've used before. Yeah. And this one is the same thing. It's loose. It doesn't sit properly. It's tight. It won't go on anymore, but it's not tight down. So I went to a bag that I got from them some time ago, and I can see it's a different top. I mean, it's, you know, differently made, maybe a different vendor, but you can see this one has ridges on it, this one doesn't. And you can see the inside is different as well. Like, this one's coated, that one's not. So I'm gonna see. This one is kind of like that one, but different. That doesn't have the coating. Does it? No. Looks like it's coated, but you can see it's scratching a little bit. But this one doesn't have that. So I'm gonna... Well, this one sinks properly. So you see it's no play in it. I don't know what the difference is. This one is different, definitely made different than these are. These ones have a flat top. So it's definitely made different. That's the strangest things. I've never seen that happen to me before. And I've used these jars before. But the top, I'm trying to remember what, it must have been one of these tops. It had to have been because these are the only ones I have open. I guess just not in this particular jar. And I've used this jar several times. I just never noticed that before. Have you had a problem with these jar lids on these half-gallon mason jars? I've been using my full gallon, my 1 gallon mason jars with these same tops and have no problem with them. Okay, so I've been playing around with the top I had all this time a little bit more. And actually, depending on how you put it on, see how much play? It won't turn tighter anymore, but see how much play is in there? But if I move it around and try to fit it, putting it on in a different orientation, I can get it tight enough where there's no play. See, there's play in here and I can't tighten it up anymore. Put it back on the tripod. See, I can't tighten this up anymore, but there's play in here. So if I was able to get it tight. This is crazy. This is absolutely positively crazy. Okay, so it's tight and there's no play now. So depending on where you put this lid on will depend whether you have play in this or not, which is crazy because then you're not getting an airtight seal. That's the point of this little gasket around here, to give you an airtight seal. And it won't do that with that play that's in it. So I guess, I don't know. I have never come across that before until today. I guess Friday the 13th. Didn't I say that? Friday the 13th. If something's going to go wrong, yeah, I'll find it. But yeah, that's the first time I've ever noticed this happen to me. And I've used these jars before, and I've definitely used these lids before. This is the newer lid with those ridges. I've never had that problem before. Okay, so this is what the pancakes look like. The ones I just made up. And this is the size we normally like, the silver dollar size. I made the bigger ones for the freezer, but we like this size. And yeah, that will do. Yep, that's delicious. I mean, what isn't delicious with some syrup on it, right? So, that's the pancakes. Okay, so that's my brownie mix. I put instructions for the whole jar, which will make a 9x13. If we decide to make like an 8x8 or something like that, we'll cut it down, or I'll cut it down because I'll be the one doing this. But I put 4 tablespoons of water, that's for the egg replacer that I put in there, and then a cold the vanilla. I actually remembered this time around, and I used a cup of vanilla sugar instead of all white sugar. So hopefully that will be vanilla-y enough. If not, next time maybe I'll do all vanilla sugar. And then a half a cup of butter or oil, and that's all this needs to make the brownie mix. I probably should, well, you know what? I'm not going to even put the directions for baking because we're going to be using the sun oven to bake these. So that throws everything conventional oven out the window. So I'm not even going to bother with that. Yeah. So that's my brownie mix for our trip. And I'm on to the next ones, which I'm not going to bore you with. I have a video for those. I'm going to be making cookies and hot cocoa mix. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the afternoon. Have a great, happy 4th, what am I saying? July 4th, but July 4th, you'll be seeing this way before then. Anyway, back on topic. Have a happy Friday the 13th and a Flower It Up Friday. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping.